Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100th Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers, and today, doing a special NFL Week 6 game preview between the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns. So if you enjoy this video or this episode of the podcast, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week on Facebook, YouTube, clips our show on Instagram at 100th Football, and you can check out our podcast each and every single day on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iTunes, iHeartRadio, or wherever it is you enjoy listening to podcasts. Let's get into this ball game here. The Patriots sitting at a record of 2-3, as well as the Cleveland Browns. Last week, the Patriots dominated the Detroit Lions 29-0. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they lost in heartbreaking fashion 30-28 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's break this game down, and I will give my final prediction. Looking at New England, no Mac Jones, no problem last week. They lost to the Packers the week prior, only by 3 points. And then this past week against the Lions, they were unstoppable. They shut out the highest scoring, most yards throwing team in the league with the Lions. Lions are 1-4, but they have a tremendous offense, but it didn't get to flex its muscles this past week. Instead, it was the Patriots defense that did the job. Looking at the defensive man, 2 sacks on the day, give both those to Matthew Judon, 3 tackles for loss, 3 pass defended, and 1 INT from Mr. Jack Jones. Quarterback, third stringer Bailey Zappi, someone we've talked about here in the program before, did pretty well for himself. 17-21 throwing, 188 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, not sacked any as well. Threw for an average of 9 yards. That's what you need him to do. You don't need him to go out there and throw for 350 yards or nothing crazy like that. Just go out there and have a solid day and keep it relatively clean in the pocket. However, the big story for the Patriots getting the win this past week was the running game. Specifically, it wasn't Damian Harris. It was Ramondre Stevenson. 25 carries for 161 yards. Unfortunately, couldn't find his way into the end zone, but my goodness, what a tremendous rushing attack from that young man. Led the charge, was able to eat up a lot of clock, and they were clicking on all cylinders, was the Patriots on offense and on defense. Let's talk about these Cleveland Browns. Like I mentioned, they had a tough loss this past week to the LA Chargers. In that ball game, they couldn't score in the fourth when it mattered the most. They came out the gates hot with 14, led after 1. Jacoby Brissett, 21-34 passing, 231 yards, 1 TD, and also 1 INT. The running game was also very well for Cleveland, as you could expect, with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb were doing the majority of the running. Chubb, 17 carries, 134 yards, and hit pay dirt twice. But it was yet still not enough. The receiving core, David Njoku, 6 catches for 88, led the way. Amari Cooper had a nice stat line as well, 7 grabs for 76 yards and a touchdown. The defense is really what hurt this team, man. It really did, specifically in the second and third quarters when they gave up 14 points in the second and 10 in the third. Denzel Ward led the way with 11 tackles. Jacob Phillips behind him with 10. As a squad, they only had 1 sack on the ball game. Credit that one to Jacob Phillips. They only had 2 tackles for loss and 4 passes defended, no interceptions for this Cleveland Browns defense. So it really just hurt in the end. And I think in this one, it's a tough matchup, right? Because you have the veteran in Brissett, with the Browns coming off a very tough loss, a winnable game, right? They could have easily won this game. They could have easily won the game against the Falcons the week prior. And also in their loss against New York earlier in the year against the Jets, they only lost by 1 point. So they're only losing by less than a touchdown all 3 of their losses. I mean, this is a team that, if maybe a drive would have went their way, if a ball hadn't gotten picked off, I mean, guys, they could have been undefeated at the moment, but that is not the case. And football is a cruel sport. As for the Patriots, Mac Jones, he's still out with that injury. We don't know how long he will continue to be out for. It looks like Coach Belichick, obviously, he gets to coach his old team in the Cleveland Browns, go against them this upcoming week. And I like Bailey Zappi. He put up a lot of good work at Western Kentucky. I know it's a relatively school that people don't talk about much for football, but he did a tremendous job. So in this ball game, I got this one being tough. This is going to be a nail biter, as it is for all Cleveland Brown games so far this season. But I'm going to give the Brownies the win in this one. I think they are due for a win after two tough losses. So I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns getting the win this one in kind of a lower scoring affair. Give me Cleveland 21 and the Patriots 17. I think it's going to be a lower scoring ball game. I think the Browns are going to pull it out in the end, and I think they will move their record back to 500 in this Week 6 matchup. If you enjoyed the video or this episode of the podcast, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, everyone. We appreciate all of your comments, all of your likes, whether positive, whether negative. We take them all. We enjoy them. And we know that it is just your passion coming out for whichever episode, whatever topic we're speaking of. And we love it here on the show. Once again, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever it is you enjoy listening to your shows. I've been your host, Logan Landers. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll talk to you again on another live episode of 100 Yards Football.